Brothers and sisters, it is with a heavy heart today that I join my ideological nemesis, W.E.B. Du Bois, to lament the loss of a young, intelligent boy named Derrion Albert, killed 2 days ago in Chicago by 3 other boys, by blows to the head with 2x4 wooden clubs. The killers are believed to be gang members. Let it be known that the Derrion was not a gang member, and in fact was known to have resisted joining a gang. It is a cruel irony that this resistance to join may have played a part in his death. Let it be known that Derrion was an honest student and a good boy by all accounts. Brothers and sisters, my dream of racial equality under the law has come true. But another dream of mine, the dream of economic prosperity, achievable when given equality under the law, has sadly not come true yet. There are both political and cultural reasons for this failure, but the cultural reasons result from the political reasons. The 2 main political reasons for our economic failure are: 1. The welfare money is too easy to get, so it incentivizes unwed motherhood and avoidance of advanced education and avoidance of taking on a challenging job. This leads to poor parenthood and poor education of the children. The second political reason is that the prohibition of drugs creates a massive incentive to form gangs to distribute the drugs and make large profits from the sale of those drugs on the black market. Prohibition in the 1920s on alcohol created gangs in Chicago as well, white gangs, which were eventually only gotten rid of when that prohibition was lifted in 1933. So we have gangs, and gangs must protect their market share, and they must protect the members of those gangs. And they only do that through the teaching and practicing of violence of the most deadly forms. And to tie this cultural consequence back to the other, men in gangs, even if they wanted to marry and move in with the woman he impregnated and his child, that family would become a weakness to him, because rival gangs or even his own gang could threaten his family to extort him. So all the lecturing and mentoring and propagandizing of gangs being bad and get yourself a job, all the lecturing in the world cannot significantly affect the levels of poverty and violence unless policies and laws change to reverse welfare, except for food aid, and reverse the prohibition of drugs. So now, brothers and sisters, I welcome my ideological rival, W.E.B. Du Bois, to offer his opinions on the tragic loss of such a promising young man, Derrion Albert. Welcome, Brother Du Bois.
Thank you, Brother King. And may I also say what a sad and brutal, shocking tragedy was the sight of a young man being bludgeoned to death in the street. an unarmed boy who never wanted to be in a goddamn gang gets killed like he was worth nothing. An absolute horror and a crime beyond explanation, yet I will try to explain it in terms I understand. Being a socialist, I hold that the rich people in this country have not done enough to help our inner cities. The rich have enough money that the government could take and build businesses in the inner cities, in places where private companies are not willing now to build or to do business because they fear crime and cannot afford the extra security equipment. But the government could afford it and secure it with more police. An inner city with a wide variety of government-run businesses could create government jobs for all those kids. Good-paying jobs, say $12 an hour to start at a minimum wage. And don't tell me there ain't enough money. Wall Street got enough for all the inner cities put together. I agree with you on prohibition, but not on welfare. The men will come home if the prohibition is ended and the jobs are created by the government. Despite the equality under the law you say has come true, there still is no equality of outcome, equality of income, and equality of happiness. And that is what my dream is, and that is the dream of Barack Obama. So, although we agree on the terrible senselessness of this tragedy of young Derrion Albert, we disagree on whether competition should rule outcomes or social justice should call on government to equalize outcomes. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Brother DuBois. Until next time, let freedom ring.